Well, ladies and gentlemen, meat bags. Welcome back to the show. Today we're going to switch gears. We're going to play some TaleSpire, work on our multiplayer world that we're building for our little D&D campaign. I think all this time that we're putting into it is really going to be worth it because I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm hoping that you guys love it, actually. But we shall see, won't we? That's why we got to put in the effort. So thank you for being here. Welcome back to the show. We're going to get started. We're here working on the market today. The market is in the center of town. We've got different areas on this particular map, including this old temple. This area, which is going to be a very densely populated, but, you know, moderate income side of town. The city market, which is in the center, and I'm kind of preserving like a causeway here for that. So yeah, right now what we're designing is this city market. I'm using some prefab pieces from the web to build it. I see. So it's just a matter of kind of like repositioning these, getting these where I want to make something cool, you know? We're building this city, and it is the focus of a lot of the scenes of the first act of the story, so the first 3 levels. But it's something that, you know, hopefully we won't have to come back to very frequently. Like, once we're done, kind of. And I want it to feel, and I want it to be almost like, despite the fact that the city is planned to some degree, the market and the way that it transformed over time, you know, I don't want it to be like symmetrical or feel planned. I want it to feel like this market, you know, just over time kind of had its own way about it, right? And people built the way that they wanted to build if they owned the property, and maybe at the time the city didn't do anything about it, and so now you kind of have this haphazard layout of what's working here. Can't be in front of that one, not with that. I could do this and be in front of that one, because this needs to remain a walkway. I like the idea this one's like an apartment. I like the idea of an apartment in the center, like just some wealthy merchant who, you know, he could be using this real estate in another way, but maybe it's like goading in a way, I guess. I don't know. So I think we'll fill this in, and we'll fill this in. And despite this being open space, I know that that looks ugly. We can still populate this. Just because this is a zone that right now is just flooring Sorry, I'm like way too high up, so we can't see. It's not cutting the... Yeah, there we go. Now we can see. Sorry about that. Yeah, we can still turn this zone into something, is basically what I'm trying to get at. You know, we can put maybe stalls here or a fountain or something. And this is clearly like the very center of the market. But we can also do that like along here. And I want to have, I think beggars for the most part should stay at the edges, because this would be a highly policed area, right? This would be a highly policed area with a lot of demand that if you are not, you know, here selling or buying, you've got to go, you know? And that's pretty typical. You know, even today, think about it. Like, they don't really want like kids loitering around the mall. You know? They don't mind people with money. It's like the old people that are coming to and fro, you know, doing their walking, that's okay. But like the young people who don't have any cash, they're not really customers. They're taking up our space and our resources. All right, this won't work like that. We might be able to do this in the corner and make this another open space. I think there might be some value in doing that. Oh, he's floating? Don't do that. Yesterday, Trundle found several floating buildings. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly what level you're on. That's my oopsie poopsie. But I'm trying to get it right. All right. We'll expand this. Oops. I just want to block areas that I know can't have building. Okay. So these open areas that we have, by the way, these are additional areas for encounters in the campaign. These are areas where we could, you know, maybe you have a beggar or a thief on this corner, you know? Or a merchant selling wares that are no good. You know, you can always do stuff in these little nooks and crannies. One aspect of King Arthur Pendragon that I always really enjoyed is if you ever go to the city, it's like supposed to be a headache every time. So there's like a whole chart that the DM can roll on to see, like, is it actually, how bad of a time is this, you know? Okay, so this is an apartment block, basically. I am curious what's inside of it before I... Let's place this and investigate, actually. Is there detail in there? Alright, so it looks like storage, actually. You know, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Presumably there would be an area like this near the place. Oh wow, you gotta climb up basically ladders to get to your upper levels of your house. Yeah. You're living nice, but you're living tight, you know? There's something special about that, I think. So yeah, I definitely think something like this should exist, and I think those double bays need to face the road. So he's a corner piece. So yeah, this is good. This is good. So yeah, I think this place kind of developed, you know, with purpose. Organized chaos, I guess, would be the best descriptor. And we've got enough open spaces, I think, that it's claustrophobic, but it's not predictable, you know? Yeah. I think it came together very well. Okay. You got all this fresh food here on this corner, and this, I think this is like, maybe like one of the main market buildings, you know? And you've got bakeries and little produce areas and, you know, tool shops and all the main things that I think you would want in a place like this. We've also got at least one wealthy apartment right on the market square and a warehouse right here at the market where overflow goods are kept, which makes total sense to me. We've also got some open spaces. We'll call this open space 1, open space 2, and of course in the center, open space 3, our main area. Let's go to the free cam. We'll turn off depth of field, put our head down just a little bit more so we're at miniature level. Yeah, I mean, this place looks pretty, you know. There's bread. There's obviously different things going on here. It's a tight space, which is what we wanted. I didn't want the market to feel open. In fact, aside from maybe like the roadways, I don't really know that I want the city to feel too open. You know? I kind of want it to feel smashed in and smashed together to some degree. To some degree. All right, well, I would say that we have the market itself done. We still need to detail the market. So that would be like stalls over here. Let's see if anybody's made that stall. Market stall pack. All right, this guy's got a whole bunch of stalls. Let's see if we can move some of these into our adventure. All right, this is a small one. Maybe he's right here at the edge. You know, almost even obstructing, I think, the curb. I've seen merchants do that all the time. Oh, he's way too high. Hold on, my dog. Yeah, I think some merchants on the edge. I think we're going to go from the edge in for building this. For detailing. Yeah, so you got like a pumpkin pie guy. I can't believe I just said that. Let's see. We want this place to feel alive and lived in. You know? We want this place to feel like everyone in the area is fighting for a chance to sell their goods here. You know? We'll get rid of that. Yeah, so we really want this place to be busy, and I think this is going to be one of the most dense places in terms of NPCs and miniatures that we do, you know? It is autumn right now, so the pumpkin pie is in demand. Dude, pumpkin pie, so delicious. All right. I kind of like this guy's little thing. We'll put him almost around the corner. I like that whatever this guy's little area is, it's messy. You know, he's obviously a merchant, but he almost looks homeless. And I just wanted to put him more at the edge. I don't think he's allowed to obstruct this main path too much. But I think, yeah, they're not. As long as you're actually selling, I think most of the merchants here, their ability to like kick you out, I think is maybe restricted by local law or customs. You know what I mean? Oh, I like this. What is this? This is either like a potion shop or a cup shop. I'm gonna have to label all this so that we know what's what in our zone, you know? Yeah, I'm loving these. These are great. These are great. What is this? Booze? Ah, okay. It's a hot day, sir. Wow, I love that. A little shop with booze. That's so awesome. Oh, we got some barking animals in here. Uh-oh. A fight is about to begin between father and daughter. What's up, Alvandris? Welcome back. Hello. All right, so it needs to face this way. That's the back wall, I see. I feel like my girl Caitlin would not be well liked in the market. Is Caitlin the name of your character that you play? Because she's a, yeah, you were saying she's like a, you play like a rogue kind of, right? Goodness gracious. No, I feel like she'd be banned from the market, bro. But there's always disguised self. What did he do here? I've never seen this. There's a sign. What is this? Where is this? Signage. Modern. Oh, there are modern signs. I guess you could kind of use them to denote things, even though it's medieval. That's cool. Yo, I love that. It's like a cart sales kind of guy. You definitely need to be on the outskirts, bro. You've got like a big operation here. But I feel like your operation is totally legit. Okay, so you being next to the warehouse, that totally flies to me. I feel like that fits perfectly. You sell carts, and you're next to a warehouse where carts are used to haul goods. What a genius. Okay. Yo, what's up, Trundle? Good to see you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Okay, so this is like weaponry that this guy is selling. Okay, like some bows. He's a bowyer. That's the term. I didn't make it up. All right, yeah, if we can have... I like to have them, like, up against other buildings, so it really looks like the guy doesn't fully belong, you know? Like, he's a merchant that's here, and he has permission. I don't know why this is floating. Hello? Oh my god, my don. I've never said it out loud. Hi, sweetie. Boyer. Oh, okay, okay. I thought it was Boyer. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. Let's cut some more of these. We want to have as many of these little stalls around as possible. Okay? The goal here... What is this? This is like a stage where people can sit and watch a little performance. I actually really love that. Yo, see you later, Trundle. I really love that. Alright, this guy's got like books. He's selling like knowledge, basically. Not a bad, you know, good for you. However, I wonder how many customers you have. Kind of a niche market. Yeah, we want this place to feel really alive. You know? See these little 1x1 or 2x2 guys? This is who we're going to use in the town square. Or the market square, excuse me. If I can select it all. Let's see here. I got it all. Thank God. Alright, I gotta make it go away. If we want it to fit in here... Do we want a fountain here, actually, in this open space? I feel like a fountain would be a nice... We haven't seen a fountain yet. Oh, there are fountains. Oh, it's a very gothic-looking fountain. I wonder if there's any on the fountain. Fountain of the Three-Eyed Raven. Okay, so this is the exact one. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. This is a fountain, and it's a little bit more... Hold on, let's make some of these houses go away. There we go. Build your little town square, PDM. Thank you, Kenix. Do you enjoy creative stuff like this? I actually enjoy watching this type of stuff too, because it's like you see something from start to finish, you know, come to life. A fountain with a brick memorial. Ooh. That's kind of a cool... That's kind of a cool one, huh? That's kind of cool. Let's examine this in free cam. That's kind of cool. I think it definitely gives this zone a vibe, and maybe there are no stalls in this little area. This is just brick and mortar buildings and this statue at this fountain. Okay. I'm fine with that, actually. But I just want to look and see if there's any other fountains that appeal to me better. And no, none of them do. That is the best for what we've got. This is also a cool fountain. What piece is he using to make the water inside of this? Hold on, I just want to investigate that piece. he's using... What is this? Oh, like the blue. Oh, he's just swirled it around. And what's the white? Oh, it's just the white caps of it. Wow, man. You know, you build something and you're like, I'm so creative. And then someone does some shit like that. And it's like, applaud, brother. Wow. Very nice. Alright, we got some more little stalls here. We're gonna put these pretty much everywhere. We want this place to feel busy. Yo, what's up, Rob? Rob, I don't know the meaning of that chat that you've just sent me, bud. I do want to believe. No, maybe not right on their window, huh? There we go. The sign is facing this way. Damn dogs ruining the vibe while PDM is building the little town. Yeah, dude, my little town is coming together. How do you like my Legos, bro? This guy's selling... Oh, and he's got a glowing crystal. And a crystal ball. Oh, I love the idea of, like, a lady, you know, telling them some fortune. That would be so cool. I'm gonna get rid of all this extra land around here. Yeah, these dogs, dude, they I think what's happened here is that Harold wants to mate again. But Torvi's like, it's not time. Yeah, oh, frick. Alright. Yeah, sometimes it's tricky to grab these pre-made assets, but it's totally worth it, because people are so creative. The stuff that they make is like, you've got to explore it. You know, you got to use some of this stuff. I feel like the fortune teller lady right here would be a good one. I just want to make sure she's not intersecting anything. No, and she's not intersecting anything. Perfect. Her rug shows up. Her crazy little ball thing. Yeah. This lady... I'm going to have to label this place so that I know what all the shops are and what they do. And, you know, obviously there needs to be loot here in case players decide to engage in thievery. I did allow them to play evil characters. I did offer that they are allowed to. But, you know, the campaign is... I think it would be interesting if they chose evil decisions, but D&D is supposed to be, I think, a hero game for the most part. Oops. Oh, that was a bummer. It ruined my selection. What did I leave? 1 cup? I'm fine with that. Yeah, all sorts of little shops. You know, street facing, trying to capture you before you go further into here. I think there would be rules about setting up shops on the streets. But anywhere that isn't a path, even these sidewalks, I feel like would probably piss off like some of the locals and the town guards. But I think at this point, they're just so used to it, because you can only run people off so many times. You know, if they are trying to do legitimate business, they're gonna come back. Well, yeah, I mean, just because you're like a rogue or whatever doesn't mean you're an evil toon. Uh-oh, Pinky's losing her mind. Oh, I think that's the wrong way. Yeah, I think this table's supposed to face out. Yeah, so this guy's like a scribe, huh? Oh, but he's floating. So are you. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's redo that little game. Oops. Gotta make sure I get this back wall this time. There we go. Now, remember, we gotta sync this one. I like playing characters that have like an ambiguous alignment. I kind of get where you're coming from, Mikey. I think those are some of the more fun characters to play. The puppies, dude, just losing their minds. So, you know, Pinky spent yesterday working on like that wealthy house. We were calling it the Domus. She was not pleased by the end of the day with her work. I can always tell when she's agitated because she starts scratching her scalp. So today her project is she's trying to redo the Domus. Yeah, hell yeah, dude, a cobbler. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of these buildings, as long as you're not blocking that merchant's ingress into his own shop, there's probably not too much he can do. But maybe these guys pay some sort of rent in order to host their little shops, you know, on the edge of town, or on the edge of the square, I mean. We gotta grab everything, and we gotta go just there. Perfect. Yeah, whoever's designed this, he's got so much detail. He's got a lot of detail almost sunken into the ground, you know, half hidden. Let's see. I feel like this obstructs too much. It can't be obstructing another merchant. But it could be right on top of another. No. I don't know why, but this doesn't want to sync properly. Alright, so the only way that I could think to fix this without having an abomination at play here is to use this red square and maybe do a half. Okay, that did it. That allowed for it. Now this is a tight corner now, but I feel like such tight corners would be allowed, at least to some degree. Now, do we want to do stairs? Because this is fairly ugly here. Maybe a ramp would be better. Yeah, okay. That makes it look like it's his stand versus a, you know, piece of the concrete that's like, or street that's lifted up. I think I prefer that. Yeah, we're gonna have to like, not name all these merchants, but absolutely label each one. Sometimes names and stuff you can do on the fly, but you do need to know like who's, you know, what's what, geographically speaking. All right, this looks like food, maybe bakery. And you know what? I could even see some of the merchants who are like maybe closer to the interior of here having like one of these stands at the edge anyway with some of their products, because you know you see that kind of stuff sometimes in malls today where they've got like an outlet version of their store, you know, that way if like the customer is just at the street and doesn't want to come all the way in, he can get what he needs. Nice. I think it's pretty cool. I like that when you first come up the causeway, it's like you do have access to this, the very fancy part of the market right away, which I love, but it's like a big white wall, you know? I just like that actually, because it's unexpected. You'd think it's supposed to like open up into a beautiful blah, 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 but the fact that it exists in a haphazard way, you know, defies expectations. I think that makes it more interesting. Yeah, and some of these crawl spaces I think are fully obstructed, as you see here. But I think we'll get rid of some of this. You know? Some of it don't make sense. But yeah, now we've got some tight alleys. We've got a bunch of different merchants. I've tried to avoid putting these merchants in front of windows, because I think people would complain about that if there was like a merchant right outside their little window. And this is another access point for that warehouse. So we can't obstruct this. This has to remain unobstructed. Okay. Well, you know, taking a look at it, aside from NPCs and labels, I think this little zone here is done. I think she's done a Ruski. So I don't need this. This was the layout of, or the width of that. I just had that so that I could pre-plan what I wanted there if I needed to. And I do like all these little merchant stands. I will be using more of them again because Pinky and I have already agreed that there's another area where merchants are outside of the market. Most of them being specialists, but I still think you would see some... Yeah, your kind of standard merchant over there. And it looks like we've got, oops. Yep. Yeah, and I do like to have height below, even if we're not putting a secret down here, because it means I can later add a basement if I want to. Now, I don't know if I have to delete this road yet, but I'm going to. Just so that it looks cleaner. So this is the hillside of this old temple. We still need to do some work back here, I see. Now the question becomes, what do I do here? And I think I have an idea to save myself labor, basically. Yeah, just down one. Ooh. There's a big oopsie poopsie up here. I didn't even realize. Ah, so we can't. We just can't make that work how we wanted it to work. But we can do this. We have to shave one off the top. I grabbed too many. At least it's satisfying. Somebody said yesterday, they were like, I love the way you cut it up like a cake. Yeah, it's one of the more satisfying aspects of building in this little game. Is that cutting it up feels very satisfying. It feels like you're doing something, you know? What? Oh, okay. Always beware Pinky yelling at me from the other room. Perfect. All right, that just saves us time. That way we don't have to start the corner slope here. Perfect. 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 Very nice. All right, now this whole area over here between these roads, all of this awkward green, this whole green is supposed to be something. Let's take a look at our notes and remind ourselves what it's supposed to be. That is supposed to be crafters and specialists. Okay. So I think what I want to do is a ditch at the bottom of this hill that separates these regions rather than it being a road. I want to do a ditch and then a road. Oops. Let's grab this whole group. Delete it. Let's delete it again. Yeah. Now we're getting closer. We're exposing the street. Yeah, something like this. What about... There's like a palisade. Yeah, let me look here. This might be what... Yeah, something like this, maybe? To show that it's been reinforced. The only thing I don't like about that is that it cuts into the stone. I guess I could put more stone there. Replace the top layer of grass of that ditch with dirt and mud. Yeah, absolutely. This whole thing needs to be mud down here. And I think I want to put like water here and like puddle looking stuff. I want it to be gross. I want this to look like a ditch that, I don't know, but not good. Let's put it that way. I don't know that I want to put like a full bridge over it though. That's what I'm thinking. Kind of like, yeah, like people just throw their foul here. They're awful, you know? Yeah, I think this is a fair way to do that. Well, no, because you're not trying to keep people... let's do stone again. You know, what am I doing? Let's just use this texture. And we'll do this. Now it looks like it's at least part of it. We still have that in the stone, but whatever. All right, now for all of this. This last layer needs to be mud. And I'm going to place this mud carefully and by hand, varying it each time. And oops. And its orientation so that it feels like, oops, let me make that go away. Okay. I'll come back through here, by the way, with more mud. I'm not I'm just trying to do this more deliberately than I would normally place a large amount, so that it really looks uniquely unusual from above. Yeah, I like when cities, even beautiful ones, kind of have scars that you can run across. There's something cool about that to me. Real, you know? There's something immersive about it, you know? I'm not saying that any of us want these foul aspects of civilization in our cities. After all, NIMBY, right? But it's still nice to know that if they exist, they can be found. And then when you're creating a fantasy world, I think they add a lot to the vibe. All right. So now we have a ditch down there. Thanks for the lurk, Kenix. Yeah, sorry about I'm not on camera today, guys. I'm sure you've noticed. I woke up, well, actually yesterday I'm having a little bit of a ocular thing. So forgive me. Yeah, I mean, and I think it's a watery ditch. Is it full? No, I don't think it's full. You know, but I do think it's held water. Probably a source of mosquitoes. Oh my goodness. Get well soon, bro. Yeah, so right here, it gets a little bit more steep, a little bit quicker, I think. Oh, yeah. Yeah, anytime the seasons change, that stuff gets me. Now, this doesn't have a big elevation drop, but I still want it to have some elevation drop. Because I do want... You know, I have to do everything I can to give the illusion that this is an actual ditch. And I think that does. I think that communicates that this is a ditch. Now we have some more tricks we can do. There are patches of grass that we can add that, you know, can blur some of the lines here. And these are technically miniatures, but they don't have a base on them. So you can't really tell that it's a miniature unless you're the DM and you grab it, you know? Obviously, if you pull it up, you can tell for sure. Yeah, I want a lot of grass over here because that's where like nutrients stop, and you know what's left. What big opportunities for growth probably exist right there. Yeah. All right, so this ditch is coming together. Let's see here. I think we're gonna want some reeds as well and stuff like that. Reed. River. Nope. Yeah, stuff like this. Let's actually search river on the slabs. Let's see if they have any rocky riverbank grass. Oh, so this would be like a texture we would put all along this. Well, in a way, this is a ditch. It's also in a way a canal. You know, do we reinforce it along the edges? Do we show that it's had some reinforcement, so that, like, in the way of the road, you know, the same style, so to speak? Riverbank, terrain, bush. Yeah. Here we go. Straight riverbank filler. Okay. Oh, I see. So this would be like you put this underneath, I guess. It's got a bunch of rock here as part of it too. Okay. I'm willing to try this. There we go, we cut that. All right, let's get out of build mode. Yeah, I'd say that looks pretty good now. That's a proper looking, like a canal type ditch. Perfect. Perfecto. All right, now along this wall of the ditch, I want there to be a road, and one side of that road facing the ditch needs to be obstructed by a fence. You know, like they don't want to see the ditch, and they also don't want anything from the ditch, you know, coming up towards them. So for the road, that's simple enough. We already know what we need to do for road. Oh wow, look. Looky, looky. She's already putting roads in. I love that. I love that. Oh, she's doing it properly too. Look, she's added. How did she do the junctions? I'm curious. Let's see. Oh. Well, it'll take some we'll have to come back and take a look at it. But yeah, it's close. It's close. It's close. Nothing we can't adjust later. All right. Speaking on that note, oh, this map is starting to get big. I'm starting to get a little bit of lag, I notice, when we move around it. That's interesting. That's the first time I've had that. Wow. Wow. Oh, she's gone real far this way too. Oh yeah, I guess it's necessary because the domus is supposed to be up here. That's right.
Yeah, that's why I'm building it. Because I want to place the domus.
She Wants to place the domos. Wow, there's so much. We're getting a little bit of lag now. I find that interesting. But it's still working. Okay, so as long as it doesn't, you know, kick us out or whatever, it's valid. All right, we will use this chunk of road, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks wide. So let's stay up here. Oh, now I'm not lagging. It must have been some mode I was in. All right, let's see here. This is the road. We need enough room for the wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be... Wait, something happened incorrectly. Oh, I think I know what I have to do here. To save myself some trouble, or some work rather, I'll do it that way. So it's all 3 of these. Good to know, good to know. And now oopsie poopsie. Getting this just right can be tricky with these angles. I want it to stay on this level. Right, right. Now we just lower these. Perfect. And we have our road that goes back and behind these merchants and alongside the hill. Nice. All right, so now our fence. Now for this fence, I'm gonna borrow from Home Sweet Home. There is a fence there that I want to take. And I want to use it. I just have to find it. It's this one here. This guy's fence. I'm going to take as much of it as I can in one swoop. And I'm going to try coming back to Pinky. Pinky, would you mind saving your map? I'm coming back to the market. Let's hope it doesn't bungle. I think it's going to because it's taking a long time. Yeah, I think it's going to kick me out. And it did. Would you mind leaving that map momentarily, Pinky? Thank you. Now we'll go back to that map. It worked. Please come on in, Pinky. On both sides. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. Yeah, I like the idea of them blocking this ditch. It makes me feel like... And we will put like a an entrance or two so that the ditch can be accessed anyway. But, you know, it's just one of those things that we tend to do in society where the ugly things, we kind of hide it a little bit. All right. Now, yeah, let's make a pattern of reeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take the little ones as well. Oh, we're way up in the air. Sorry about that. Oopsie poopsie. All right, not bad. What else would be? Maybe like rock? Yeah, like some rocks, maybe. Not those rocks. Yeah, we don't want these rocks any further than the reeds, because we're going to put the reeds footprint as close as we can to the edge. Yo, Tater, enjoy your gifted sub. Congratulations, buddy, and welcome back. Hello, my man. We are working on TaleSpire today, which is a kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons map planner thing. I'm building out a map for my D&D campaign that's upcoming. And so that's kind of what we're doing today. Now you know. Welcome back. Kind of a chill day. I'm a little under the weather, so just taking it easy today. Okay, so if I use this the way I want, this thing's gonna be tricky. I see. Yeah, it's gonna repeat too frequently, I think. But I think I have a way to fix it. I think I can isolate that one piece every so often and change its orientation. Alright, so now this feels like a real ditch, right? A little bit better. Ooh. Ugly. What's going on here? There we go. It was already flipped. I flipped it twice. Yeah, I don't want these... I'm going to have to change that big green rock's orientation a bunch of times, because otherwise it's kind of a little bit too predictable, and I'm not sure I dig it. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure I like that. Oops. Yeah, it's okay actually. It's okay. I still want to change the orientation on some of it, so that it at least, even if it repeats at regular intervals, at least it looks different at each interval, you know? And it kind of shows you that maybe there's like it's a little bit slippery, there's a slope down there. This thing wasn't just hewn from the soil, it's kind of part of, you know, the very fabric of the ditch, you know, like the edges of it. Oops. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright. Now I do think more grass belongs here on this side. And I think we want a path. I want to try and find... Maybe not. Maybe we just leave it as people come to this part of the road and dump it. And it washes down, kind of. I kind of find that interesting. Wow, such a good job. We've done really well, chat. It looks really good. I do kind of want to play a little game here and put like a we have rat. Oh, there's like a swarm of rats. Oh. What is it called? Does it have a name? Rename. Swarm. Rats. Oh, gross. Oh. And you got this guy. He's like a big rat. How about just like a house rat? Do we have smaller rats? Rat winged. Oh, I don't like that. Rat swarm large. Oh, that is also a swarm. Rat chimera, rat swarm, rat thing. Oh, and he's like on books. Crazy. How about just like a rat? Rat mom. Rat folk archer. Rat suspicious. Rat mage. Oh god, there's so many. Alright, how about mouse? Mouse slash rat. See, that's what I was looking for. Just a little guy like this. You know? And he's there. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Okay. I have an idea. I know I'm going crazy, chat. It's just kind of what's up. Don't ask. Shut up. Beautiful. All right, now we got to blend that in a little bit better. Let's see, let's go back to the slabs. Grab this guy. Oops. Very nice. Now we've got an actual, like, rat's nest as a part of this. Just a little detail that I think is cool. I think it adds to it. Yeah, you know, just some additional evidence that Rat is here. And we will change up the face of the cave a little bit too, so that it feels like really unique, you know. Wow, that feels nice. That feels good. That feels like a little hidden thing, a secret. Something interesting to do something with later in terms of plot. All right, so this whole zone here is supposed to be specialist workers. And this whole zone is supposed to be a park. Up here is the Domos. Or supposed to be. Let's see where Pinky's working. Looking at it from up above makes it seem like so little has been done. Even though we've done so much so far. Oh, here she is. All right, so that means this is the separation between the Domus and the park. So she intends for this section to be the public park. Over here. Very cool. All right, now for crafters and specialists. So these are your blacksmiths. These are your, you know, any person in town who produces goods from other goods. I've taken the grass layer down just to let myself easily add to this. All right, so I also think this is maybe some warehouses. So let's start there. Let's start with blacksmith. Can we get a really nice big blacksmith shop? No, this one's more rural. That one's not bad. AoE 2 Saracen blacksmith. Castle Age. Oh, wow. AoE 2 blacksmith Castle Age Skarnor. Oh, that's very impressive. Shogun blacksmith. Whoa. That looks cool as hell, though. House and blacksmith. Still very rural. Blacksmith shop. I want to stick with the Roman style. So I think what we're going to do is we'll search Roman. And I thought we were playing Roblox. Yeah, Pinky and I were talking and we hyped ourselves up about TaleSpire. Welcome, Kaito. Good to see you, buddy. Large buildings, 3 floors. Ah, yes, that's true, they are. Greco-Roman building, empty interior. Customized to make your own, they say. Blame PDM. Uh-oh. 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 Do you hear the things that are happening out here, guys? Are you hearing this? Oh, we could put a tower here. But it needs to face that way. To have some wall to it. Yeah, like an old wall. That would be cool. I like the idea that it's in terms of a wall, that it's like kind of falling apart would be nice. Yeah, that didn't go up exactly how I wanted it up, but that's okay. We can redo it. Yeah, Kaito, I guess I was feeling a little I don't know, man. I do like this wall. I'll be okay, bud. Okay, very nice. I like this idea, but I don't think this can be the old city. Not this part. I think this is a mistake to do that. A shrine. Oh, nice. Look at this Greco-Roman style island shrine. Whoa. This is some Epstein stuff. Building, first floor template. Okay, very nice. I see what you're doing here now. I'm a little at a loss for how I want to handle this area. I'll admit. I'm a little at a loss. Yeah, those were Roman, style. That's what that guy purported. You need a corner store. Oh, bro, I have so many. Look. This is the market itself. See? This is the market itself. All these buildings over here, all these different stalls. It's in the center here. And we're going towards it. This region that I'm trying to fill in is supposed to be craftsmen. Okay? So, yeah, I got to think about how I want to do this. I don't mind some homes in here, but I think for the most part, I want it to be, I want it to be blacksmiths and such. Maybe their structures are not so Roman. Maybe most of these guys are newer. Let's go back to the pre-mades. Because there were some good ones in here. I did like this one. You know? Stone roof, not bad, you know? Let's see if there's more shops. Fishing shop. This looks like it would be, near water. Cyberpunk noodle shop. Henry's father blacksmith shop. KCD. Oh, interesting. The shop of many things. Oh, God. The magic shop. Produce shop. Nook's General Store. Let's take a look inside of Nook's General Store before we commit to adding it to the map, shall we? Okay. It's like from, I think I remember this. What game is this? It's on the Switch. Yeah, we have that produce shop here. We've got all of those types of structures in the actual market. Now I need producers. The guys that sell at the market, right? The guys that they make their stuff here and then they sell it over there. Shop / inn / basement. Okay, interesting. Swamp shop. Rustic shop. Butcher shop. Oh, wow. See, like this is not a bad one. Oh, so this is the customer-facing area or what? Where's the customer-facing area? This is... He's got like industrial sinks back here. Yeah, so if this is where he prepares it, he would yeah, I guess this I think you should put it on the other side of the smith. Yeah, you're probably right. Over here. think you're probably right. Where's the front door to this place? Right there. Yeah, now they're together. And this is the front door. Of course, again, these places aren't trying to sell directly to customers. And most customers aren't coming to their shops in order to buy. Martha's Drop Shop. What? What is this? Marsha's Drop Shop. Marsha's a shopkeeper who helps her fellow mates. Well, we love that. Big fantasy house with a shop. Ooh. That's a big building, all right. Adventurer shop. Okay. We're still looking. I think that dude sells some goodies. Yeah, absolutely, right? Guys, I'm getting really hungry. All right. Store. Let's try store. Goodbye. Plus blah, 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 blah. Library, bookstore with street. Modular small store. Oh, this thing almost looks modern. This thing almost looks modern. Let's put that over here. I want to see the interior of this. Okay, this could still pass for, like, medieval, though. The question is, how do you get upstairs? See, there is an upstairs, but how do you get there? Maybe you don't. Is that just like an attic? So what are the windows for? Although this has a modern vibe to it, it also feels like it could work. It also feels like it could work. It feels like it comes from a little bit of a different era, which is what we sort of wanted to show with this town. That it was built over the course of different periods. All right, I thought that one was floating. Is it floating? Are you floating? God damn it, he's floating. I should have known. I should have known you'd be a floaty boy. I should have known. You bastard. All right. I don't think it's that noticeable. No, it won't be when everything's done either. This is the backside. I'm doing it wrong. That was the backside again. I can do this. I've got a brain. It doesn't really want to work today. Yeah, I feel like those buildings there actually add a lot. They do make you feel like this is a big part of town, and that it's had multiple phases of construction, which is what we're going for. Not bad. Not bad. Each of these storefronts feels a little bit different, which is kind of what I'm going for. General goods store. Yeah, it won't be noticeable because I'll cover it up, basically. I'll blend it so it won't be as noticeable. General Goods Corner Store. Wow. Another one. This one's made for a corner. Try putting that small shop next to the blacksmith. Yeah. See if it fits over there. Not a bad idea. You're floating. You're floating. You can't be floating. Don't you know? Swap the tiny for the big one. You want the big one on the corner and the two tiny ones on either side of it? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Let's see here. Wait, does this butcher shop not have a roof? It does not. Oh. Okay. Storehouse, Village of Haven. Yeah. The one with the wood roof. Roof. Yeah, on a long enough timeline, this whole... Ooh, bakery corner store. I love this thing. This is fucking cool. See, now that deserves a corner piece. Right here. This thing deserves a corner piece. All that we're missing is the sign. We'll put you over there. Ishtagush Bone Man. Look, I definitely don't understand Ishtagush. Whatever the hell that was that you just tried to tell me. That ain't English. Alright, you gotta go. As do... Oh, no, the whole thing has to go. Sorry, I lied. As do the signs. Bakery, corner store, redo. We need you to be level. Okay. General store? You are a bold one. Ishtigishgishki. I swear to God. Ishtigishgishti. On God, I swear. Kaito. Say it in English, bud. You gotta tell us in English. You know I don't speak Swahili. You clever girl. You know that, Kaito. What's wrong with you? Swap it, he says. Swap it. Nice. I'd say that actually looks pretty good. Ishtagishka. I swear to God. It's an abbreviation. I swear to God. Ishtagishta. Everybody knows that, dude. How do you not know that, PDM? How do you not know the Ishtagishta? You know what we don't have? Music. Guys, I'm getting very hungry. I do like this on the corner. He wants me to swap this one. Just swap the tiny store for the general store. And he doesn't mean one of these when he says general store. I think he means this. I think he wants this one facing the main road. I don't know how I feel about that, Kaito. What if I put these here, Kaito? See? See? He says trust, dude. Trust me. Trust. Wrong. Yeah, dude. Trust. Dude, he's hitting me with the trust. Trust that man. Trust. Yeah, so this will end up being a path back here. Wow. What a cool thing so far. I promise you that the small store would fit next to the Schmidt. You gotta put it there. Right in that little spot. Trust. 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 You might be right, you crazy boy. Don't make me use Trundle's account to join there. I will do it myself. Trust. He's hacked Trundle, dude. Trundle's been hacked. All right. A road that takes you off the beaten path. Down that way. Very nice. Let's put some of these down. Yo, what's up, Squiddy girl? How are you? Having a good day? I hope so. We're just working on this map, but I'm getting so hungry, Squiddy, that I don't know. I don't know, Squiddy. I might leave. I'm so hungry. I want to go eat food. I want to grab Pinky, and I want to go get nom noms, bro. Trust. Oops. Ah. Yeah, you like num nums? Dude, I'm fucking hungry, dude. You don't understand. I feel like I'm dying. I'm starving. Oh, he already knows where you live, dude. We all know. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've unlocked it. Look at this. She's starting to do it. It's coming together. She's built 4 walls. She's putting love into the domos. Yeah, I might have to remove the modern windows on this thing. But aside from that, if you get real close, it's much easier to do. Gonna be kind of difficult on this back side. Just because it's so tight. But we did it. Don't make me use my engineering skills. Are you an engineer, Kaito? Is that what you're going to school for? I didn't know you were an engineer. I think he's crazy. I don't think he knows left from right, guys. I think Kaito's finally lost his friggin' mind. Look, this looks entirely modern. There's no way we can swing that. This one too. Anglo-Saxon style warehouse. Empty. Yeah, that is a very muddy warehouse. I agree with that. Gogot's storage. Okay. Fort storage dwelling. Okay. Castle storage room. Farmland orchard. Wow. Let's go back to the stores. The Mega Mansion storeroom. We've done the bakery. Basic store. Oh, we haven't done this one yet. Yeah, maybe do we put this guy back here? Well, I don't know, but I'm hungry, chat. I think I need to call it for now. I want to go eat. I'm hungry. I want to leave and go get food. And then when I think I'll come back a little bit later. We'll continue this, or I'm not sure yet. I'll let you guys know on Discord. So. Oh, Kaito. Oh, Kaito. You silly boy. No. All right. I'll see you guys again soon.